This time we're gonna take a look at how to use delay and timer events inside UObject blueprints. Unfortunately for the blueprint lovers, this tutorial will also include a tiny bit of coding, but I assure you it will be alright. First, you might have noticed that you cannot use delay nodes inside a UObject blueprint. At first it might seem like an unsolvable problem, but it's actually very easy to solve knowing the culprit. The main issue is that UObject classes do not have access to the world game object by default, which is required to use delay nodes and timers. We simply need a way to draw the world object from a valid source, and that source is the game instance. First and foremost, we need to create a base C++ class for our project. As a good practice, I recommend you to name blueprint files in a different way than the C++ classes. Blueprint classes inherit C++ classes, and you need to know which is which to avoid any future debugging problems. After creating the class, you might get a compiling error, which is fine. Just check the header inclusion in the CPP file and be sure to reference the header file in the same folder as the CPP. Now the coding starts. In the header file, you need to override the GetWorld method of the class. In the CPP file, we must implement the function header. Note that the C++ class names begin with a capital letter, like U or A. You can find the class name by looking at the header file. Also, be sure to make the class visible in blueprints by annotating it with blueprintable and blueprint type. To compile the project, you can directly compile from Visual Studio and restart the editor, or you can use the compile button located at the top menu bar. Note that the cube icon appears only after adding the first C++ class and restarting your editor. After compiling the project, you can now use the header file in your blueprints. You can reparent the old object blueprint to the fresh created C++ class, or you can create a new object blueprint based on the C++ header file. You can now create your objects and test the functions using the game mode and game instance classes. Till next time.